It's Gold 90 FM, classic hits all day. Swing Out Sister playing you some fun music on this Friday. It's that kind of feeling we've got on the weekend. And it's always nice to not be alone in the Gold 90 FM studios. Want to say welcome to this morning's studio guest. He is a self-professed accidental author, a producer presenter with our sister station 938 Live. Welcome, Eugene Loh.
Hi Denise, thanks for having me.
So you are famous as an author. You say accidental author,
Yes.
but you write, and you've got a book series out called A Slice of Life, and it kind of stemmed from a wildly popular segment that you have on your radio show, right?
Started off as a capsule back in 1998. That was when I joined MediaCorp.
1998.
Yes.
More than a decade
16.
ago.
Oh, yeah.
And you've kept this going all this time.
Yes, I have. And I've been quite fortunate because I think due to the nature of the program, people tend to gravitate towards it. It deals with very universal themes that everybody deals with: challenges, personal challenges, improving yourself, relationships and things like that. So
Yeah.
I think over the years that has struck a chord with listeners. So I'm very fortunate that people listen and they read now as well.
Yeah, so it started off as something on air, and then it's become a book, but not just a book. I'm gonna go right ahead and assume that it's been wildly successful because you're
They're
not
still
just
putting it out, so
Yeah, exactly.
I assume they still want to do it.
Yeah,
for some reason.
congratulations on volume 4,
Thank
which
you
I am
very
holding in my
much.
hands
I
right
know.
now, and it's personally signed. Thank you very much. So, A Slice of Life, volume 4. Did you ever think when you started off, like doing your little radio segment in 1998, that it would have this sort of longevity? It would go on for 16 years, and it would turn into a book series.
Absolutely not.
So, how do you feel
When
about
it first started,
Oh.
actually, it was in a slightly different form, because when I started, the brief from my bosses was to do something on the lighter side of life, something to
Inspirational,
perhaps,
motivational.
not even that. They just said lighter side of life.
Oh, okay.
So at that time, that series, Chicken Soup for the Soul, was very popular.
Yes.
And I thought, okay, just maybe share a story,
Yeah.
and then give my 2 cents worth at the end of it. So it started off like that for the first couple of years. And then, as it turned out, I ran out of stories.
Yep.
And over the years, I also felt that it wasn't as personal as I wanted it to be. And after a few years, I felt comfortable enough to say, maybe I should just write something instead of sharing somebody else's story.
That's where the accidental author bit comes in.
Yeah, something like that. So, after a couple of years, I felt comfortable and confident enough to do it. So it's kind of evolved over the years. And of course, nowadays it is, purely my reflection. Sometimes I share poems or stories, but quite rarely.
Well, do you ever run out of things to reflect on or write about?
Well, no, actually, because this covers the whole gamut of living, really, right? So anything to do with self-improvement, self-worth, relationships with other people, any sort of challenges that we all deal with on a daily basis, and how we might overcome them to become better people, happier people, things like that. So these are things that people grapple with every day, whether
Yeah.
they are aware of it or not.
Yeah, the great lesson that is life. Okay, so, you're a producer, presenter on radio. You are now a published author. And I'm sure a lot of people look to you as like a bit of a self-help guru now. Do people
It's
turn
quite
to you
scary.
as an Aunt Agony? Eugene, this is what's bugging me. Help.
This is the embarrassing bit, you see, because I'm not professionally qualified to be a counselor. I mean, like I said, I'm an accidental author. I'm also kind of like an accidental therapist in a way, and I think the thing that most people don't really realize is that when I write, it's semi-autobiographical, as with all works.
Yes.
Even if they are fiction, you put
Yeah.
quite a bit of yourself into it, right?
Yeah, it's not just a slice of life, it's a slice of Eugene Loh.
Exactly. So, that is usually the premise that I start with. I think of something that is affecting me, perhaps, and then I write to heal myself in a way.
Right. And when you are healing yourself, along the way, other people get healed too.
It's quite amazing because, over the years, I've also realized that, what we often deem to be very unique problems, that why is this happening only to me, actually happens to a lot of people.
Yeah.
And it's that realization that we are quite similar in that sense, that gives us strength as well, that we all go through the same things and we all can surmount them if we try.
Yeah. So, my next question when we come back after music by Leanne Rimes and Jay Giles Band is I'm going to ask you to share with us maybe a word of wisdom for the day, something that's going to help us get through Friday. He's giggling. I'm sure you have so many stories to tell, but I'm asking you for one.
That's what makes me nervous, the wisdom bit, you see,
Okay,
because
maybe-
I hope I'm just fortunate that I think some of my reflections and ideas have resonated with people, but I'm not prepared to say they are really wise.
Okay,
but
let me rephrase that. When we come back after the break, Eugene will share with us a slice of life, something that has resonated with him that he hopes will resonate with us. Of course,
Well
the
done.
book is called A Slice of Life, Volume 4. Eugene Loh is in the house, and we'll continue talking with him in just a bit. So stay with us right here on the Lunchtime Jukebox. Today is Friday, the 21st of November.
Denise on the Lunchtime Jukebox.
Gold 90 FM.
It is Denise with Eugene Loh. He is our studio guest this morning. We got carried away. We were chit-chatting and then I almost forgot to come on air. We were having our own little interview off air. Of course, Eugene Loh is a producer-presenter with our sister station 938 Live, and he's also published author with not one, not two, not three, but 4 volumes of his very successful, series called A Slice of Life. Now, in a nutshell, very quickly for those who have just joined us, what is A Slice of Life?
A Slice of Life started off as a motivational self-improvement capsule, a radio capsule, which is like 2-3 minutes on 938 Live. At the time, it was News Radio 938. So from that, it got spun off into like CDs. We had CDs in the early years when CDs
audio.
still existed.
You need to do a podcast.
Yeah, we had that as well, for a while, and then we just started books because people were asking for something they could just carry around and read, and without the use of a CD player or audio player or whatever.
Yes.
Right? So that became the main thing. Yeah, so since 2008, we've been putting out these books every 2 years. So 2008, 2010, 2012. That was the last time I spoke with you as well.
Yes.
And then now 2014. Yeah, so it's quite exciting because I've always loved books and reading when I was younger, and I always had that dream or fantasy about being an author. But since my attention span is so short, right, I can never get past the first, say, chapter or first few pages of a book that I intended to write. So it was really it was fitting that I got to do this, which is like short scripts, like 3-minute scripts.
So that's what I like, because you say it's all bite-sized, and I like that, your book is not life, the epic saga. It's a slice of life. So,
small doses.
Yes, you can open the book and just read one little story a day and won't be inspired, be motivated. And that leads me to my next question. You promised to share with us maybe one of your favorite slices of life, something that, has resonated particularly with you or with others?
Okay. You know how usually at the end of an album or a CD, they park that song that has extra meaning or whatever to them, right? Or as a bonus track or whatever. And I've parked this one at the end of the book as well.
Okay.
It's called A Deeper Appreciation of Life. And I think it's
through the book to find it. Yes. Deeper appreciation
very
of
easy to
life.
find. It's the last one. I think it's very important because I think we all are at risk of falling into this humdrum, especially, living in a society like Singapore, right, where we're very sheltered. We're very fortunate, really, right? We have everything that we will need, but we're so caught up with the minor things like job stresses and family stress and things like that, relationship problems, that we forget to appreciate the rest of life.
Yeah.
We often just go through life day by day and then just drag ourselves along.
Yeah, you get caught up.
Exactly. So I think it's very important to take ourselves out of that cycle or that rhythm and to think about the other aspects of life that we can appreciate more, that we can delve deeper into whatever it is, whatever you enjoy, whether it's reading, whether it's climbing a mountain or doing sports or whatever it is, or music. A deeper appreciation of any sort of topic or subject will help you find that deeper appreciation for all of life and for other people as well.
So how do you switch up the rhythm of the humdrum of your life?
Switch up the rhythm.
Yeah, because you're saying sometimes you have to, change the rhythm or get out of that humdrum. So how do you do it?
I try to focus more on whatever activity I'm doing. Mindfulness is very important. You know, people talk about living in the present and all that, and sometimes we have the mistaken notion that, you know, because of that, we just live life not thinking about anything else. You know, just like, you know, this is it and that's it. But it's not true. It's about appreciating deeper that particular moment. So if I'm here with you, I'm totally engrossed with you. I'm not thinking about it.
I'm making him uncomfortable now.
Oh, no. But it's true, you know. So if you're reading, if you're listening to a piece of music, you lose yourself in it.
Right.
And then you find out more about it, you know, who wrote it, why they wrote it, what was the concept, the theme, the interplay between, you know, the author's mind and the spirit and things like that. And through that, you get a deeper understanding of that person. Also, you get a deeper understanding about yourself, because we're all human beings, right? We're all connected. We all are part of this human condition.
Yes.
And then once you learn to appreciate that, you learn to appreciate other people as well. You learn to say, hey, you know, I mean, maybe I am not perfect. Other people are not perfect either. So we learn to be more accepting.
It mellows you out, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, talking about the book, and thanks for sharing that slice of life. I understand that the incarnation of the book, the actual process of creating it, making it, was quite DIY, quite indie in a way.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, as in terms of like, we didn't involve any major publisher or retailer. We are doing the distribution ourselves. Like, we are having a launch event tomorrow, and you have to pick up the book, because, you know, we don't have it in the stores, and we don't have plans to have it in the stores.
So I was going to say,
anyway.
which bookstore can we find it at? So how does a
Exclusively
hipster,
from MediaCorp.
indie person like myself get hold of your book, A Slice of Life, Volume 4?
Well, you can order online at myticketplus.com. That's myticketplus.com. Or you can just come to the launch event tomorrow, which is at the Terrace at Conrad Centennial at Temasek Boulevard, between noon and 6 p.m. And I'll be there, you know, to autograph your copies for you and your family and loved ones, whatever, if you want to give them away as gifts.
Christmas time is coming. This is the perfect gift, I think, because it's such a mindful, thoughtful book as well. I think it's going to help other people. So they can pick up the book when they come and see you at the launch tomorrow, right? 12 to 6 p.m.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to put all the details so you don't have to scramble for your paper and pen.
I mean, these days, you know, there's so many avenues, right? I mean, you can come knocking at MediaCorp and we'll come see you as well. But, you know, you can call us, you can email me, you can check out the Facebook page, search A Slice of Life under pages, and you can contact me there. It's quite easy these days.
Wonderful. And, you know, I'll put all the details, as I said, on the Gold 90 FM Facebook page. Eugene has been coerced into taking a photo with me.
I loved it, actually.
Put that up as well, so you can check it out. Yay! All right, so, you know, we're back to talking about the indie aspect of making the book. You're telling me that all sorts of people got involved in the creation of the book, like even the photography for the cover, the fonts and all
you know,
that.
I mean, some basic things make up a book, right? Like to make up a band, you need like a singer, lead guitarist, bass guitarist, drummer, essential stuff. So for a book, you need someone to design or to take the cover image.
Yes.
You need someone to do the typography and things like that. And so I was very fortunate in the sense that everything just happened, you know, because the guy who took the photo is a very talented local marine photographer, Imran Ahmad, who was my guest on my talk show a couple of years back. And since then, I asked him, you know, would you be able to contribute, say, maybe an image for my book? And we wouldn't pay you, but it would be a contra thing. We'll give you a credit acknowledgement. And he was very glad to do it. And, you know, he's been kind enough to let us use his images for the last 3 books, including this one. So it's quite amazing. If you go to his Facebook page and check out his images, you'll be stunned.
Blown away. So this has been a long-lasting relationship as well with your studio guests, even.
Yes, and the girl who did the typography, Cheryl. Cheryl is she was a friend of a former intern of ours. So it was again like, you know, people we knew, we were asking around, and then she also kindly did it, you know, for us, and it's been great. Yeah,
I love it. It's an intimate labor of love involving people who know each other or people who want to pass it forward or pay it forward. And I love how the book has come to life in our hands. You can grab a copy when you go to the launch. Once again, it's tomorrow. And it's at the Terrace at the Conrad International,
That's
12 to
right.
6 p.m. Eugene will be there. You can buy the book there, or if you want details on where you can find it online, you can order it that way too. All that can be found at the Gold 90 FM Facebook page. Eugene, thank you so much for
Thanks,
stopping
Denise.
by.
Thank you.
Have a great weekend.
Thank you.